What is good? Welcome to another episode of the What is Good podcast. My name is Jason Delgado, coming to you live from Los Angeles, California. Well, live for me, I guess. But anyway, hope everybody's having a good week. It's been a great week for me. This weekend was super awesome. I had a show. It was at this very, very cool place that has shuffleboard, and they had pool tables, and they had a very cool crowd to watch comedy. The Surly Goat. Shout out to the Surly Goat in Encino. It was super fun. I love places like the Valley is one of those things. I don't know if it's like as I'm getting older, the Valley is more appealing to me. For those who don't know or those listening outside of California, Los Angeles, where I live, Los Angeles proper is kind of the city. There's also sort of the Hollywood area, which is more of a little bit suburban, but kind of like trendy suburban, almost like East Village in New York. But then there's the Valley. And the Valley is like the quintessential suburb. And in this quintessential suburb, Encino is the California you see on TV. And Orange County. Those are the two Californias you see on TV. You don't really see the real Hollywood. It's kind of like dirty and yuck. Encino's really nice. There's parking. There's beautiful homes. And the bar was really, really cool. I love places with shuffleboard and pool tables and like things to do. Like I used to have a bit where I was talking about how like I spend $100 just to like sit around and look at my iPhone. Just like 5 people looking at their iPhones having drinks, spending $300. Where I want darts is tough because, people get crazy, kill each other. I know they give beer for axe throwing, which I think is an odd bit. Like drinking and then you're allowed to give them axes to throw? Anyway, blessings. But never did axe throwing, but I like a place that just has, maybe cool, like a darts area where you're not bothering other people, but like shuffleboard and like a golden tee. You ever seen Golden Tee? Oh, the best. It's like a giant golf game, but like the controller is this big white ball, and you got to vroom to like shoot the golf. Oh, so much fun. Golden Tee, have a Golden Tee, a pool table. Those are the things I'd like at a bar. Just activities that you could play with another person, but that aren't like crazy disruptive to the whole place. No axe throwing. I don't know. I like bars like that, and this place had it. I've been to plenty of bars around me where it's like little pubs, there's like a TV, stuff like that. I went to a place that had board games. Anyway, bars that are listening to the podcast, give us something to do besides looking at our iPhones. But it was super, super fun. Great show. Had an awesome time. In prepping for the show, I, was kind of like wanting to do new jokes. I'm starting to kind of prepare the special, so I want to kind of bust out the new stuff. And so I found this new thing, and this place does not sponsor. It does not sponsor the podcast in any way, but there is essentially a comedy club called The Fourth Wall, and The Fourth Wall is this club where during the day they offer these things where it's essentially it's like an open mic, but it's more like a writer's mic, where you go and you come with an idea, you do your bit, and then people from the audience, fellow comedians, will go like, oh, you should say this, or oh, I like that, or this, that, and that. I know that like maybe in the annals of cool of what it is to do in comedy, that's not cool, but it is so helpful. And especially if you have a good room. I haven't had a bad experience yet. But like everybody's super there to be helpful. Everybody's there with intent to kind of, not only help, but like take criticism. It was just a super great experience. I went like 3-4 times in kind of like preparation with this new material. And every time I learned something new. Every time I got one little piece of something that helped me. And so if you want to do comedy or have any kind of aspirations to do comedy or want to just try bits. You're a comedian and wants to try bits. These Fourth Wall writers' mics are terrific. Like I said, no sponsorship for the podcast. I just got to tell you, they've been instrumental in helping me just because you go there, you do your bit, And then afterwards, or even right during, though somebody will raise their hand and go, do this. Here's a prime example, right? I have a bit where I'm talking about how when my dad wins an argument against ChatGPT, he gets super hyped because he's like beating some supercomputer. And I'm like, man, every time he beats ChatGPT, because it's wrong half the time, which is the best part about ChatGPT for him. He wins this argument with ChatGPT. And I'm like, man, you look younger, Dad. It's taking years off your life. And I had an original joke where his backline was, I feel younger. I'm going to go sleep with your mother. And I told the joke, and a guy raised his hand immediately. And I look and I pointed, he goes, I'm going to try to sleep with your mother. And I was like, that is so much better. It actually, but for the first time, it didn't feel creepy. But now when I think it back, I'm like, oh my God, it sounds like Dad's creepy. But with the try, it's giving the intent I wanted. The kind of lowly father trying to do whatever. But I was like, he has so much energy, like he's a young man again. And that one little note, try. I was like, thank you for that. And I can go countless on and on of little kind of just small notes, boop, boops, that I go, oh, yes, that's right. And who knows how long that would take to do if you were just doing it on the riff. But yeah, highly recommend the Fourth Wall Rider mics. They've been very good to me. Look them up, fourthwall.com, fourthwallcomedy.com. Yeah, super awesome. Had a great time. Blessings. Super Bowl coming up this weekend. Not really particularly excited, but I have friends coming over. So it's just fun to kind of have a gathering and just chill and be merry with one another. I do think the Patriots are going to win. I feel like the Seahawks should destroy them. Like the Seahawks should beat them like 41-9 or just something really blowout. But for some reason, I feel like this Robert Kraft and his zhuzh is going to bring some kind of weird predicament to the situation. That Drake May, he's looking superstar. Maybe he's feeling superstar. Yeah, I think the Patriots are going to win. But I believe that the Seahawks should win just statistically. But, you know, statistics, they lie. Anyway, blessings to both teams. Go Seahawks. My heart wants the Seahawks to win, but I think the Patriots are just going to do it. They're magic. They're New England Magic. But yeah, I think it should be a fun game. Hopefully it won't be too boring. Who's doing the... Oh, it's Bad Bunny. I'm so excited. I think it's great that this week Bad Bunny, there was a rumor that he was going to perform in a dress, and people lost their minds. And now he still might. But I guess it was a rumor. He's like, I'm not performing in a dress. But, dude, these people, they're crazy about it. Anyway, hope he has a great time. He won the Grammy, so I'm super happy for him. His reaction is the meme. It's already up and running, so he's got the new reaction for 2026. Super happy for him. You know, he's started just stocking shelves at a supermarket now. Boom, boom, boom. Bad Bunny. Good for him. Blessings. I hope he does a great job in the Super Bowl. And the Grammys also had that Justin Bieber performance, by the way. Before we go get off the Grammys, Bieber crushing it, man. He's going through his Frank Ocean phase. He's just like a raw, emotional musician. And I thought he crushed that song he sang. It was called Yukon. Yeah. Justin Bieber, man, let's go. You know, I remember seeing an interview with John Mayer, and he was like, they asked him, like, who's a musician who you were very impressed when you met? And he's like, Justin Bieber has the best melody of any musician I ever played with. Like, the way he has a melody in his head, and he could just sing it, and it's just beautiful. He's so melodic. I was like, yo. And Mayer's a real one. So, yeah. Glad to see Justin Bieber crushing it. Did a nice, raw, cool, and I liked the song. I was like, dude, this is like, it's a little Frank Ocean energy. Anyway. And now... best things I saw this week. Yes, this week had a really good one. There was a couple funny things, like a guy got hit in a boxing match and his toupee fell off. But I felt so bad for him, and that's not the best thing I saw this week. The best thing I saw this week was actually a TikTok video that was a breakdown of a basketball player who plays for the Timberwolves named Jay Huff. And Jay Huff has a bit where he just always slams reverse. No matter where he is on the court or what kind of situation he's in where he could just lay it up or slam it straight up, he always does a reverse layup. And like just for the love of the game, as the guy says in the video. And it's a really great breakdown. I'm going to post so you can watch it. You'll see the guy's name in the TikTok. Really, really funny. But just a great bit that this guy, he's just like, I'm just always going to do it backwards. Just for fun, just to rub it in people's faces. And he could do it. And he does a really good job. He hasn't missed. So blessings to him. But also very, very funny. Great bit. Anyway, we're going to call it here. This has been a really, really fun time. I'm so grateful if you made it this far. This has been so much fun. This has been the What is Good podcast. Please like, subscribe, comment what you thought, who you think is going to win the Super Bowl, questions, anything fun you want to talk about next week maybe, best things you saw this week. And yeah, enjoy this weekend. Enjoy the rest of the week. Many blessings. We will catch you on the next one.
NBA in recent years is Jay Huff's addiction to reverse dunking for absolutely no reason. The best part about it is that it doesn't help him at all. It actually makes his life way more difficult, but he's just doing it for love of the game. Choosing to go for a reverse here took this from 1 out of 10 difficulty to 9 out of 10. I'm not even sure how he did this. When he catches the ball, he's set up for the easiest 2 points in NBA history. All he has to do is go straight up and lay it in. But instead, he decides to hit this NBA Jam animation just to show off. If I showed you just this still frame of him cutting baseline then catching the ball, what do you think is going to happen next? Maybe he lays it in, maybe he gets fouled, maybe he dishes it off. Those would all be reasonable guesses if his name was not Jay Huff. But because it is, he goes for a reverse dunk poster on 2 people. This man really has unmatched versatility for reverse dunks. We can do it off a lob. Cleaning up off an offensive rebound? Sure, why not? How about sealing off the defender with a deep post entry? We can do that too. Him going for this many reverse dunks is very odd, very unique, and very pointless, but that's also what makes it so great.